Hi guys, this is Under the Canopy and this is our fourth chat and we are talking about how to be still and know that I am God, that He is God. And Psalms 46:10 is a really popular and common verse. You hear it a lot, but we kind of want to dig deeper into it and kind of figure out, okay, how exactly can we be still and know Him the best that we can? So we kind of have different points to bring to it, different things that God's been speaking to us about the verse. And at the end, we want to challenge you with something.
So we live in a culture now that is go, go, go. Everybody's busy all the time, especially now in the summer. Like, there's just so many things going on. We all have our to-do lists. I know we love them. Like, sometimes I just break stuff down so I can cross it off.
Right.
Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
we love them. And so actually having a rest day or taking a Sabbath is something that's actually pretty difficult. It's something that we both have had a hard time actually doing. But we know that it's important to the Lord because it says in His word, it's a commandment, we need to have a Sabbath day. So in this culture, we're actually living from a place of doing and not a place of being. So how we're just gonna break it down. How do you actually do that? The verse says that, Katelyn said at the beginning, be still and know that I am God. So we just want to break that down.
So when God commands us to be still and know Him, that requires trust on our end.
Right.
We have to trust God, right? That what He's offering to us is a safe place where we can just come and be ourselves. And really the root is, if you're not trusting, if you're having a hard time trusting, then you're doubting something, right? If I had, people say I have trust issues. If I'm having a hard time trusting Lauren and oh, I don't know about her word. I don't know if I can trust what she says. Okay, well, I'm doubting it because she's shown me X, Y, Z.
Yes.
So I've kind of made 3 bullet points on how to be still and just know God. And the first step I have is to surrender all anxiety and anxious thoughts. I hear it a lot, I'm dealing with anxiety, or I'm always anxious about the future, or you just see a lot of people just walking through depression. It's very common, and I do believe that social media has played a huge part in it.
Right.
But I also believe it's because there hasn't been a full surrender yet of that.
Right.
You have to come into God's presence and into a relationship and say, okay, all these anxious thoughts, God, I give them to you. Anything that's hindering my relationship from growing with you, God, I surrender it. Okay, so step 1, to surrender all anxious thoughts. Number 2, you have to silence your mind.
Right. Which is hard to do.
Once the anxious thoughts are gone, you got to think on things that are pure and lovely and noble, right? You have to think on those things of heaven and of Christ. And then the third point I made is to, what was the third point? Ask for His peace. Okay, so once you've surrendered the anxiousness, once you have silenced your mind, kind of wrap it up with His presence, right? Just say, God, I give you my anxiousness. I silence my mind. Now, God, I ask for your peace to come.
Right.
So I kind of had this picture in my mind of when we are caught in an act of disobedience, when we're doing something we should be doing, whether that is grabbing more cookies from the cookie jar, or I don't know, speeding through traffic, right? You get pulled over from a cop. What they say, oh, come out, surrender.
Right.
So I picture myself stepping out of where I am, surrendering to God, right? I'm coming out of hiding. And that goes to the Bible story of Adam and Eve, right? God asked them, why are you hiding?
Right.
I see you. You've already been found. So surrender does, call us to step out, to throw our hands up. And that's hard for us to do because we like to control the circumstances, right? We don't like to be on the offense side.
Right.
Or the defense side. I don't know basketball well. Defense side?
I don't know.
Anyway, God's your defender. So He is already fighting for you. His game plan is already 10 steps ahead of you. So just relax and rest easy that God has your best interests at heart. He knows your future plans. Rest easy.
Yeah, and so good. And I love the part where you said come out of hiding.
Yeah.
Because I really believe that's one of the main reasons that we don't rest in his presence is because we actually have to be vulnerable. Like, being vulnerable is super hard.
Yeah.
Like, you can't hide behind all these different, like, masks. Like, you can't hide behind your husband. You can't hide behind your kids. Dare I say, you can't hide behind church activities. Like, right. Your job, family, friends, your to-do lists, social media. Like, you can't hide behind that when you're in the presence of the Lord.
No.
And it's not something that we need to be, like, scared that, like, he's going to see something. Like, he already knows, like, the depths of our heart. Yeah. Like, he knows everything. He knows everything that's going on, like, before we even, like, speak it out. So, like you said, like, just rest easy coming into his presence. And if there's, like, one thing that, like, I want to get across that, like, I have learned about the Sabbath is that the Sabbath teaches us that we are loved for who we are and not for what we can do. So, again, like, we are loved for who we are, not for what we can do for God.
Yeah. That's so good.
I just love that.
I love that too, Lauren. That was a good point. And so knowing that we are loved for who we are and not for what we do. Yeah. We can enter God's throne room. We can enter his presence fully expecting an abundance of love, an abundance of mercy. Psalms 5:7 says, "But as for me, I will enter your house through abundance of your steadfast love and tender mercy. At your holy temple, I will bow in obedience and in reverence for you." So we can expect every time when we step into God's presence, when we open that door, so to speak, that there is a feast for us.
Right.
That will never come out of his presence, out of time spent with him, lacking or needing more or hungry. Like, his love is never ending. That's just who he is.
Yeah.
Right?
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So good.
It's amazing.
I love it. So, in closing, like we said at the beginning, we have like a call to action. Like, we just want you guys to be really intentional about having a rest day, like one day a week. Like, I don't know, plan it. I mean, don't like put it on your to-do list.
Don't stress about having a Sabbath.
Like, don't put it on your to-do list, but like, be intentional with like, how can you have a Sabbath? Like, how can you rest? Where you take just one day where you're delighting in the Lord and you allow like the Lord to delight in you. Like, you're doing something that refreshes you, like physically, spiritually, mentally. I don't know though. I think like the Lord will reveal to you like what exactly that looks like for you. It looks differently for me because I'm married and I have kids. Yeah. It looks differently for Katelyn. You know, she's working full time, going to school. There's just a lot of stuff going on. But what does a rest day look like for you guys? Yeah. And I'm all for like treating yourself and pampering and like loving yourself well and like loving your friends well. But honestly, like, you might have had like a self-love day recently, but have you had a Sabbath day? Right? That's good.
Have you had a Sabbath day? Choose Sabbath over self-love. Yeah. Like, that's really what it comes down to, because really once you're in his presence and you like, I love how you said, delight in him, he delights in you. Yeah. Once you've done that, like, your cup is overflowing. Right. Like, once you have that overflowing love for Christ, you're going to love yourself more. Like, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel joyful. You're not going to feel so anxious. And ultimately, you'll love the people around you so much better. Yeah, you're going to be able to minister and, like, do what God has called you to do so much better. If you have a Sabbath. Yeah, and, like, when you're filled up. Like, you fill yourself up so you can go out. That's good. So, that's all we have for you guys. We really hope this encouraged you guys. We hope to hear how your guys' Sabbath went. Yeah. Like, please let us know. Yeah, comment below, like, how you plan to have a Sabbath this weekend. Like, I want to have, like, no distractions. Like, this upcoming Sunday. Exactly. You're going to have a good day. Yeah, it's going to be good. So, stay tuned, to our Instagram, because we're going to be sharing, what our Sabbath days look like. Deal. So, yeah. All right. Love you guys. Bye.